And coming up, I would like to recall Mauro Gasparotti to deliver a presentation on the Vietnam hospitality market. Please.
Thank you, Nhu. I need to deliver it. Thank you. Okay, so thank you very much. Was great, and was great to know that we all working together this year. There's no more competition between people in the room and just a single industry. So I'm going to just to share with you a bit of a story today, just a really big summary and just looking at some number. So my story will really take with numbers. We look at through this year and hopefully some insight for next year. Now, the first number I'm going to present you is 1.4 billion, which I guess you guessed, is the number of global tourism arrival in 2019. Now, this is not just a big number, it's actually a number that's been growing for the last 100 years. Hospitality is a tremendous industry, contributes a lot to Vietnam GDP, but for a lot of country GDP, so it's really good industry. Traveling is becoming part of the way we live, the way we work, the way we study, the way we learn. So hospitality was a fantastic and growing industry. Megatrends has helped all this growth of the industry. Now, megatrend does everything that is happening around us, but we always choose 4 as the direct contribution for the growth of the hospitality. Technology, demographic change, changing consumer behavior, and of course, transportation and aviation. That's really push up all our industry. Technology make it much simple, easier, safer, and much more personalized the travel. But it didn't just change the way people travel. It changed the way we design hotel, it changed the way we build hotel, it changed the way we operate the hotel, has helped a lot the hospitality market. Demographic shift, of course, with all this booming and increasing of middle class, especially here in this part of the world, we see a lot of family travelers, a lot of first-time travelers really entering into the traveler market, people that were not there before. Senior population is also tremendous growth for travelers. Last year, one of the biggest I think solo travelers was actually the silver nomad, the single travelers that then now they have enough money, they have enough saving to actually see the rest of the world. And of course, millennia always been big traveler. You are nobody if you don't have some good picture of your travel in your Facebook. But of course, also the change in consumer behavior has helped hospitality. People don't want goods anymore, they want to buy experience. This is a very bad news for a lot of industry, especially the luxury industry, but it's a great news for hospitality because it's all about experience. And then, of course, the aviation and transportation. So we all see much cheaper fly, much more connected country, and of course, all the investment into infrastructure, which has helped Vietnam a lot in the last 10 years. Really new flight, new infrastructure, new airport. So all of this together made an extremely good industry. And everybody was sitting on this industry and looking into the future, happy with a lot of business to come, until we are reminded how fragile is also hospitality industry. How volatile is this market now? Doesn't happen only to hospitality, to a lot of them, but nobody was prepared. As a consequence, we go to our second number, which was already mentioned before, is the drop in global arrival expected this year. Now, we probably know this already. It's not the first time we drop. We saw it before, but it's definitely the biggest drop ever. But it's not just a big drop. It's been actually a very prolonged drop. So what happened? We are now not just talking about a slowdown on the industry, we are talking about, in certain cases, of shutdown of the industry. And that somehow creates a bit of a problem, not for the bad number that we all saw this year, for the actual recovery. Unfortunately, the recovery will no longer just be about bringing back the demand. The recovery will also be making the machine works, especially all those guys reworking together as they were doing before. So this is a very important part of the recovery. As a result, it brings us to a third not so good number, which is 2024, is where we expect this recovery to happen. To go back to 19 number, 2024. Now, this is just an estimation, a lot of variable into it. We really we really don't know what it will be, but what we know for sure is that we missed what we all hoped at the beginning, the V-shaped recovery. So the short and fast recovery, unfortunately, we miss it. But what about Vietnam? Now, Vietnam, we know, dropped, same as every other country. International are down. Hotel are actually having a not a good time, so pretty much as every country. But somehow we thought, and we still think, we are different. We thought in a much faster recovery, and we still hope of a much faster recovery. And why? Well, first of all, we control the virus. So that has allowed local to travel again, and also allowed Vietnam to be seen as a safe destination as soon as we reopen the borders. So that's a big thing. The other thing that help us to believe in a short recovery is our number. We really come out from a very strong growth. This is a 5 years number. Almost 20% growth in international travel. This is 5 times the average globally. So really Vietnam was getting its momentum. 45 branded properties, 70 new international routes, and a lot of room that open, and an enormous pipeline. It's one of the biggest one in Asia Pacific. So we really come from this strong growth. We were confident to have a shorter recovery. But there are also 3 numbers that help our confidence. Those 3. 80% of our international tourism come from Asia. Now, why this is good news? Because Asians are the ones that control the virus better, are also the ones closer to us, are the ones that are expected to choose short distance traveling as soon as they reopen. Probably China, Korea, all of them, they will not maybe visit Europe and US as soon as they reopen. They will prefer short travelers, and Vietnam is in a great position. Of course, 85 million Vietnamese tourists. This is an enormous number, and we really rely on this to get the machine going back. But also the outbound tourism. Vietnamese going outside last year, traveling abroad last year. This year they will stay here and have higher higher spending. As a result, in May, when the lockdown was open, 78% of the property reopened. Very positive. Everybody was waiting this fast recovery because somehow the idea was if I just can hit our summer, if I can just hold my breath a little bit, summer will come, the travel bubble that before we discussed it will work. So I just need to hold my breath a little bit and I will be fine. And at the beginning it worked. We all know that May, June, July, we saw all this great number of local tourists coming back. In certain statistics, we actually have more passengers than last year, the local demand. Drive-by destination, very happy. Ho Chi Minh, Vung Tau, everything that was reachable by car, doing very well. But also coastal destination. A lot of new booking coming to Phu Quoc, Nha Trang, Da Nang. Everything was coming in place. And for the second time, we're looking into this great industry of growth until Mike decided to come back and visit us in Da Nang. So we are now really looking into the second part of recovery. The problem this time is that it was different. Because when that happened, somehow it hit our hope of a fast recovery. I'm trying here to get a breath a bit more back. Somehow we know that the recovery is not going to be as fast as we initially thought. So we started to talk about to have pre-opening delayed. We start to have planning delay. A lot of condo hotels started to move the launch to next year. And we started to talk about distress asset. Not to see distress asset, but the discussion was coming. So that's where we are pretty much now. There's still good news around, which we saw the confidence of traveler coming back. So we start what I define as the second way of recovery. So the market is moving back. We are getting back in track. But somehow we need to plan for 2021. Now, this is all of you planning for next year. So we'll try everybody to really grab something that help us to hope that there is a bit of review. And we do have some good news that we can always have. We have a local demand. If you look at China, for example, a local demand is what get them back in terms of hotel, and hopefully later some of the panelists will share that. So somehow we really strongly rely on our local demand. We should probably take hotel to keep working on promotion, really try to get everybody to visit our beautiful hotel, but somehow that will be the main demand. I'm still very positive about Asian travelers. As soon as we can reopen some connection, Vietnam is in a great position. Safe country, closer to them, we really can capture more demand. Of course, wellness travelers, luxury boutique, they all do fine this year, and drive-by destination will be still probably safe. Not just as visiting hotel, not just hotel, but also maybe condotel, and a new project into drive-by destination, because people start to feel it. I don't mind to buy something in Ocham, for example, and I don't have any sponsor for me from Ocham today. I don't like to buy something because I want a vacation home now that I can reach via car. So somehow some of the destination will do well. Of course, we are also worried. A lot of things that make us worry. Distressed assets, they will come. Somehow there will be certain situations where there are. Now, it's a big discussion. We don't know anymore the definition of distressed because the value in the market will drop. So hotel valuation will be very challenging this year to really understand where we are at with value. So we'll probably see a lot of big difference of an expectation from buyer and seller for a few months to go. The future of business travelers is also a big uncertainty because people are getting very familiar with Zoom. Will they ever be back to travel? Probably at the beginning, just to have a bit of fun travel, but the reality is everybody has learned how to use connection. But what is for sure is that we need to reinvent our business. We need to reinvent our costs. We need to reinvent our HR structure. We need to reinvent our marketing, looking into different kind of segments. But somehow we all are doing this already. But the most important thing is we need to probably reinvent our client base. And this allows me to finish this presentation with a bit of good news. Because hospitality has already been reinventing their client base for the last 10 years. We all went away from defining business and leisure family and talking about eco-warriors, silver nomads, wellness travelers. We already start this process of reinventing our industry. I like this because a lot of people take pictures. Usually that's when I need to pause. And as a result of this change of base demand, the properties start to change. We don't talk about 3, 4, and 5-star hotel anymore. We talk about wellness resort, postel, boot camp, brandy residence. The industry has already been changing. So we just need to follow that. And as last slide, with a bit of a hope, we are in a country that has been embracing change for the last 10 years. We are in a country that's always been welcoming new brands or new idea or new products. So we all just need to get together, doing conference like this, sharing, and really hope in the future of recovery. Thank you very much.